All right, hey, welcome Scorpios to Mystery Farm. I have your mid-October reading for you guys. Let's see what energies you guys have. Six of Wands, victory, success. And we will pull a clarifier for each card as well. Ace of Wands, wow. New adventures, passionate new start. Ace of Swords, clarity and truth. Wow, Scorpio. Five of Swords, conflict. Okay. Five of Pentacles. Ooh. Ace of Swords. Wow. Okay. You've got a lot of truth bombs coming out. Oh, Scorpio. Eight of Pentacles. Four of Wands, clarifying the Five of Swords. I'm going to pull one more card for each deck. Nine of Cups. King of Wands. Okay. Scorpio, your reading starts out with the Six of Wands, which is victory or success in a situation. It's looking and feeling triumphant over something. But it's clarified by the Five of Pentacles. So what I'm feeling like is that there was a situation where either you had been left out in the cold and then you had sort of this like epic comeback afterwards, or what I feel more inclined to say is your Six of Wands is you putting someone else out in the cold. I get the feeling, especially with this Five of Swords in play here, that there's some kind of like one-upping a bit going on here. Like you treated me like this, so I'm gonna kind of level up in response to that and leave you out in the cold. I'm gonna shine, but like, I'm gonna go shine. It's like as if you broke up with someone and then you went and you started exercising daily. You know what I mean? You got your hair colored. You went and kind of did a bunch of things in order to glow up, but you kind of also did it because you wanted this person to see how good you were doing without them. No judgment, Scorpio, but y'all are a little bit like that. Like you will make it your mission for someone to kind of like feel regret or pain after betraying or losing you. There's the Ace of Wands here, clarified by the Ace of Swords. So this is a passionate new beginning, but it's clarified by truth. And that's what I feel like, and like I said, this comes up twice. What I feel like is you did start, you do want a passionate new start. Right now, you are your passionate new start. you glowed up. And so you're in this fiery, passionate, like looking good, feeling good kind of energy. And you are just saying whatever you are going to say that is your truth. And you're keeping it real, right? Like you're keeping it really real. And I do feel like there's a really strong energy here where you have done some progress in terms of like this glow up, and you are speaking your truth. I'm not sure that you're in like the most balanced energy right now though. I feel like you are sort of very much charging forward and cutting anyone out of your life right now that is not helping you build. That is your main and primary focus right now, is making yourself number one, which is great, right? And building yourself and your future. And basically you're going to cut anyone off that is not in alignment with that energy for you. Because you're not afraid to have conflict here in response to that. You are building your way towards like that Four of Wands foundation though. And right at the end of this message comes out both a Knight of Cups, but clarified by a King of Wands. And so I want to talk about this for a second, because the Knight of Cups can be like a romantic offer. That's someone coming in and they are like, they're very romantic, they're very passionate, they may love bomb a bit, especially clarified here by this King of Wands. The King of Wands, is kind of like the sexiest and most passionate of the kings, right? He can have a bit of a temper, but he is a charismatic character. He has a lot of charisma. He has just a lot of passion and kind of a swagger to him. But this Knight of Cups energy, so you may have someone like this coming in to your energy right now, and you're feeling like this person might be, like a potential forever partner. But I want to, I'm going a little bit further into your reading than most of these, just because Four of Cups, awareness. Knight of Pentacles. Yeah, that's kind of what I was thinking. That's why I wanted to pull some cards. Because the reason I wanted to do that is because I feel like your energy right now is very passionate. And like I said, you're really charging forward, but it is almost like it is a little bit unbalanced. It's a little bit hasty. Because when you're in this energy where you're just going to go out and conquer the world, you can also burn bridges, and you can basically like get so tunnel visioned that you don't see opportunities on the periphery, because you are in that energy right now of like, I'm building, I'm moving, I'm hustling, and anybody who's in my way, basically GTFO. Like, get out of here, right? You've got that tunnel vision to make sure that you're moving forward and you're building and you're successful. But the thing is that keep in mind that when you are moving that fast and that focused, you can miss opportunities that may show up on the periphery that aren't directly aligned with what you're doing, but actually it's not that they aren't directly aligned. It's that you don't recognize them as such. So what it's encouraging you to do is to slow down. This person that just came into the picture, they're matching that energy that you're in. But, like I said, this can be a hasty energy. This can be like a love bombing energy. So just be cautious. And with this person that you have coming into your energy, I'm not saying to not explore it. What I am saying is to go slowly, right? And also in terms of romance, keep your mind open, again, for those people on the periphery who may not be your normal type, or may not be the person that you're typically attracted to, and maybe they move a bit slower, or they even kind of seem awkward to you. That's the sense, that's the word that I'm being asked to use, is awkward. This person may seem awkward to you, but they may be much more capable of reaching this Four of Wands destination than this King of Wands, who is really focused on his own kind of shenanigans. He's balancing a snake on his nose. So I'm not getting at the moment that this energy is super grounded in terms of looking for a long-term relationship. They are looking for romance. They are looking for passion. But are they looking for the Four of Wands that you want? That really solid home, happy life, foundation. So keep your eyes open for people and opportunities on the periphery. You're fast moving right now, Scorpio, so you may just want to slow down a little and try and balance your energy. You have the right energy in terms of, kind of like putting yourself first and wanting to build on your future and being authentic in terms of speaking your truth. Those are all like amazing things, because you don't know how many people struggle with all of that, right? But at the same time, just don't be hasty. Don't be too quick to cut people off or burn bridges. Like with you, Scorpio, you may want to, if you're about to cut someone off, sleep on it, right? And if by the next day you still want to go cut them off, then go cut them off. But by sleeping on it, I always recommend that, because you're much less likely to say things that you don't mean or to overreact if you just sit on that information or that interaction for a while. Let's get some oracle cards for you guys. Wisdom and familiar. This card's come out a lot lately. Wisdom. So I think that's exactly what we were just talking about, is, there's a difference between knowledge and wisdom. Knowledge is knowing something, right? You can, for example, you can fundamentally know, that, you can read a manual about how to drive a car, and that's like having the knowledge to drive a car, right? But wisdom is having years of experience of driving a car, and knowing that if you see a driver that has this little, kind of swerve to it, that they're probably on the phone and not paying attention, so you're going to pay more attention as you pass that person. That's the difference between wisdom and knowledge here. And so right now, you know where you want to go, but you're not yet at that space of having the wisdom and experience to be able to recognize, again, all the potential opportunities here, as well as when to be temperate with people, when to be patient with people, when to give people a second chance. Because none of us is perfect. I think everybody deserves a second chance. It's what they do with it that matters, right? There's a huge difference between someone making a mistake and making a mistake over and over again. Do you see what I mean? So mistakes are mistakes until you know better. And so if something happens and you talk to the person and, and say like, hey, you can't do this. This really hurt me, whatever. Okay, now I know that. And that's fine, right? That's how we grow and how we learn and how we come together in relationships, where we don't always see other people's perspectives until we run into them. But if they do the same thing over and over after you've talked to them about it, then they don't care what your boundaries are. And that's just, any apologies are just manipulation and asking for an opportunity to do it to you again. So have the wisdom to know the difference between those situations, or at least acknowledge that you are in the process of gaining that wisdom as you go through this path and experience. Familiar, Make sure that you're connecting with your pets at home. When this card comes out to me, it's about having an extra special pet that you really have like a super deep connection with. And a lot of times, I mean, I can tell you here at Mystery Farm, right? I have a lot of animals. I've, a goat, a sheep, a couple bunnies, a couple tarantulas, 3 dogs. I used to have some chickens until the chickens killed, or the dogs killed the chickens. Anyway, I learn stuff from my animals. And like Soraya in particular, I learned a lot about boundaries with Soraya, and I learned a lot about, keeping people at a distance, because Soraya actually used to live in the house until she flooded it like 6 or 7 times. And now she lives in the pasture. And in order for me to have a long and enduring relationship with Soraya, I had to make sure that she was in a space that suited her needs and that I was in a space that suited mine. So anyway, one more card for you Scorpios before I close this out. Opposition, imbalance, a point of tension, and a power struggle. Yeah, and like I said at the beginning, that's reminding me of what I said at the beginning about, one-upping. There is some of that going on, and I think in these interactions where you're cutting people off too, it can be a bit of, now I'm up here and I'm just not dealing with your shit and whatever. And maybe it's right to cut that person off, but also what is your intention with that as well? Could you just as easily have ignored that person or not interacted with them, and you just wouldn't have contact going forward? And so, do you necessarily have to have these head-to-head encounters and arguments and conflict with people? Or can you just, if you are truly done with them, you can just walk away silently as well. If they're not making the effort, if they're, if they keep asking, hey, what's going on, right? Then have that conversation. But I feel like you're kind of jumping to it first and saying like, hey, you're cut off and, whatever. So, great energy in terms of what you are doing for yourself, where you're holding yourself. But just slow it down and have more discernment in terms of these interactions. Who do you actually need to cut off and not? Okay? All right. Well, thank you guys, Scorpios. I hope that you have an amazing week, and I'll see you again soon. Thanks, guys.